that results in bigger audiences, and despite the inherent risks involved, which we'll talk about, they give you some opportunities that are not available with simulated live or video on demand. These largely boil down to live audience engagement, and this includes interaction with questions from the audience who are posting in chat or via video conferencing, the ability to poll or to ask your audience questions and get in-the-moment responses. The risks connected to live broadcasting are related to two main factors. The first of these is the unpredictable and complex nature of an event schedule, which can mean a much bigger production budget to ensure that there are no errors in the broadcast. Secondly, the reliability of your broadcast setup, which may include all your video conferencing connections, but it's mainly related to your video streaming encoding solution and your internet connection. While Sardius can and does work with many encoding solutions, there are a few that we recommend depending on the nature of your event. These include Resi, Haivision, Telestream, and a few more that we can talk about. If you're unfamiliar with the world of web streaming, it may be advisable for Sardius to handle the streaming portion of your event. For one-off events, we will typically use Resi as our live streaming partner due to the resilience of their streaming protocol in many event situations. One of the most frustrating possibilities in a live streamed event is the audience having to deal with buffering issues. Mitigating the possibility of buffering is something we advise repeatedly and believe one of the best ways to do this is by using HLS streaming, simulated live. Despite the cachet that's involved in live streaming, this may not be the right way for you to go for a number of reasons. Live broadcasts, if done well, can often cost more in terms of video production and streaming and can cause you a lot of stress due to the inherent risks involved. Some thrive on this risk, others don't. Another approach can be to pre-record your program and then broadcast it as if it's live. This is often called a simulated or sim live broadcast. If you are not interacting live with your audience and there is no difference between what your live broadcast would look like and a broadcast that is pre-recorded, there are a number of benefits. Added to the reduced risk and potentially reduced cost, it also gives you an opportunity to broadcast at times that are convenient for your audience across different times of the day and even different time zones. Simulated live broadcasts also give your presenters an ability to interact in real time with the audience within the chat window, which can actually make an extremely compelling experience. They are presenting by video, but they are responding in real time in chat. Let's talk about copyrights for a moment. It's important in building your event that you have the correct permissions to broadcast the content your schedule dictates to your audience for the duration of the time that you wish to broadcast. This means it's important, if you intend to live broadcast and keep the archive of the session afterwards, that you have the correct permissions of the on-camera individuals. If you're broadcasting music, it's important that you obtain the correct performance and broadcast permissions ahead of time. If you need help navigating this, you can talk with your Sardius event manager who can point you in the right direction. Let's talk about user interface features for a moment. Every organization has internal language, behaviors, assumptions, and personalities. Operating within an organization for an extended period can blind you to such internalized communication. Yet this can be confusing to visitors and new attendees to your event. There are simple methods of presenting information that can provide clarity and context to your event and which can orient your audience to help them quickly understand what is going on and ultimately help them understand you. These components include bios. Who is presenting now? Why should I listen to them? How can I connect with them through social links and other web calls to action? And how does their inclusion in the event add to the overall purpose of the event? Saudis typically recommends you include headshots, bios, and links to your presenters, and we can provide the total list of presenters or pop-out modals, which will change throughout the event as your presenters on stage change. Secondly, the schedule. Providing a clear schedule for the event is a must. We typically do this two ways, with an at-a-glance approach as well as providing an interactive timeline under the main video player, which progresses throughout the event and gives the ability for the audience to see where they are at within the context of the whole event. Calls to action, or CTAs, are highly related to your main purpose and the metrics of success for your event. These should generally be decided ahead of time. You shouldn't overload your audience with CTAs, but they are super helpful in being clear with your audience about what you would like them to do, so don't leave them out. And once they're determined, you can include them in many parts of the event and the event platform, from presentations in the main session, to linked overlays, to handouts, to things in the chat window. However, within the main watch experience,